The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 1-6-Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 21 of the Hope Show. Got a pretty stacked panel for you tonight, and we have a lot to get through, so I'm going to bring everyone in straight away. We have Return of the Prodigal Son, Alan. We have Trevor, aka the 6-scale shooter. We've got also Phil in the building as well. We've got Jose back for more with his hot takes and fact checking us, although Jose's very good at following instructions. We might get to that later on. And we got Mike L as well. Gentlemen, thanks very much for giving up your time on this Monday evening, or could be like lunchtime, I think. Are you West Coast, Jose?
Yes, it is 1 p.m. here. So
good stuff, good stuff. I had to compliment Jose earlier on. We were just messaging you saying he's available, and I kind of gave him an idea, as you know, I always would to you, about what the main topic is. And I said, look, could you send us your 5 favorite releases of this week with MMS numbers? I think you had it back to me in five minutes, all perfectly what's the word, catalogued out with the MMS and TMS numbers. And I was like, yeah, right, I like that. Just makes it so much easier putting together the slides so I can find the exact thing, stuff like that. So I do appreciate that. If Marco's watching live on the replay, Marco's not great at that. When you give Marco a rule and he kind of says, can I pick 6 or 7? And you know, it's like, you know, so if Marco's watching now on the replay or live, I hope he appreciates us burning him a bit. Anything strange from your lives today, gentlemen?
Strange? No.
So, nothing strange. No, we just got back from Comic-Con, though. Great weekend,
yeah.
Right, Trev? Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
How's the rest of your day?
Did you meet up in person then?
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Hung
pretty
out
cool.
for a bit.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Good
Yeah,
stuff. I love that. And you had a good time at New York Comic-Con?
Yeah.
It's good. It's always fun. I mean, there's not a lot of 1/6 stuff there. I mean, Sideshow used to go. They don't go anymore. So, you know, you're just looking for resellers, but all the prices there are jacked up to a ridiculous level. So, you know.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
great
there's really
for
no
that.
point in buying 1/6 there.
Yeah.
At this point.
I really go just to see people.
Yeah, me too. I go to socialize with people and artists. So I got to meet Rob Liefeld. If you guys,
cool.
So this is a pouch that he signed, and if you're familiar with one of the tropes of his work, he puts pouches all over his characters. So much so that he came up with a character called the Pouch, which is made up of hundreds of pouches. Even his gun is a bunch of pouches. So it's funny that he is like in on the joke about his own art and has taken ownership of it. And so he autographed this for me and put some Deadpool eyes on there. So that was pretty cool.
You didn't get him to draw feet?
I was just going to say, you should have him autograph a shoe or something like that.
I asked him to draw feet, and he just drew some rocks and smoke and told me the feet were behind it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's dead right. He works to his strengths. The pouch thing, though, who doesn't love a character with a lot of pouches? Like,
it's great.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you get like the likes of Cable there, or even I don't know, like a Death Trooper specialist with that random pouch on the shoulder, or a Scout Trooper. We don't know what's in there. We're assuming it's like ammo and stuff, or something top secret, but it's
baked.
It's all in the tradition of Batman anyway, right? The utility belt is a bunch of pouches in some cases, you know, so it's okay.
Something useful, no doubt.
Yeah.
Something useful. I'm really jealous, man. You're in New York. New York in general, I love New York. I think you like, what was it at one point? I'm not sure. I think it was our group chat. You said one of you said you're just about to grab a slice. Was that?
Oh, it was me.
Yeah. I got jealous. I was like, yeah, love that in there. Yeah, New York Comic-Con, pretty damn cool. It's one of the coolest things, wasn't it? Like about those cons, like meeting other streamers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. There were 2 people that wanted to take a picture with me because they'd seen me on your stream. So I was like blown away. I thought that was super cool. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you put up that photo as well of the those lightsabers you have, man. They look like lightsabers. They don't look like replicas or toys. They're pretty damn cool. So you brought them for the cast of Ahsoka?
My wife and I,
Clone Wars, wasn't it?
Clone Wars, yeah. My wife and I lugged a duffel bag to New York Comic Con with clone trooper helmet in it and a bunch of sabers, all specific for their characters. So they were super. We didn't even know if it was against the rules for them to hold them or anything. But luckily, when we got back there and I had all the sabers ready to go, and the cast, they were just like, "Yes, let's do this!" And they all grabbed for their own sabers. Like, I don't need to tell them which is theirs. And then they all went into their poses. Like Obi-Wan did his pose. It was great. Like,
yeah, it was a pretty cool photo as well, man. If you want to next, I should maybe I could probably bring that up later. Actually, I'll just import it. Like, but no, it's pretty damn cool, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So you had a good time anyway, the two of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I just want to change the banner here because we're obviously going to be shortlisting some of our favorite releases of this year. Now, look, we can touch on anything really. It doesn't have to be Hot Toys. It can be in-art. It can be third party. It can be statues. It can be vehicles. But by the end of the stream, we should have an idea, some sort of a shortlist for things which, you know, we'd like to think that if the figure of the year has been released already, that our list should contain that figure. Now, we don't know what they might. That Vader could be due to drop, the Kenobi Vader. Maybe that's going to get figure of the year or whatever. But we'll have an idea, a short list anyway of some figures that will be up for figure of the year. So I need to change the warning banner. I think this warning banner is more appropriate. There's going to be a lot of FOMology going on here. So look, I'm going to address the chat really quickly before we get stuck into this one. This is an exciting one. All right, so who do we got? We got Ryan Smith, channel member, followed by Tragedy Tales, also a channel member. We got Boba Fett, and we have Alan in the chat and in the hot seat as well, channel member. Thank you very much. And Phil as well. Thank you very much. We got Collector Joey checking in. We got Talia Meyer from Germany. We got Mike L in here, the channel member, and also in the chat, channel member and panel member. We got Keith as well. I was messaging Keith earlier on, or replying to a comment about the possible time change. He was giving me some feedback, which I appreciate. We got Big Rib as well, Mark Mitchell, channel member. We got Bendu Windu as well. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. Polo Ralph Floran? Is it Florin or Florin? Polo Ralph Florin? I'm going to go with Florin. Sounds like Ralph Lauren. Yeah. We got Collector Joey saying New York Comic Con next year. I suppose you're just an Oxcon, maybe that. Is that why you couldn't make it to New York Comic Con, Joey? I'm just speculating here, but let us know. Boba Fettuccini, great to see you here, and another channel member. Thank you very much for support. Really do appreciate it. We got. I'm gonna try this. Did my best. I did my best. But thanks very much, Rita, for being here. Met Rita at London celebration. That was pretty damn cool. Keith, I believe, has put his order in for a Scout Trooper. I'm going to be meeting Keith now. Sorry, not a Scout Trooper 6 scale, an actual Scout Trooper armor. He's joined the 501st as well, and he will be meeting him at GamerCon on the RDS in Dublin this Sunday. My first official troop as a 501st member, so really looking forward to that. Little side story. When you get these like kits as well, there's always little mods you can do to make them more comfortable. And you put on one of these helmets and you can really see why the stormtroopers hit nothing. The bubble lenses, they'll give you a headache if you wear them. You can barely see out through them. So what most people do is they're velcroed on, so they take them out and they just get like like a black lens from like a visor from a motorcycle, or just a big black lens from glasses, whatever. So I ordered some on Amazon, as well as some padding to make the inside sit a bit more comfortable in my head. So the two things with Amazon Prime were delivered the next day. They weren't delivered to me, so I phoned up and Amazon, and I said, yeah, they were delivered, but didn't come to my house. Maybe there's another similar address. So they refunded me my money onto the gift card. They said, look, you can get a full refund, and it will go straight onto your card within like a week or something, or we can put it onto a gift card for you. It'll be in there in 6 hours in your account, and you can reorder. I was like, grand. Took that option, reordered. Got delivered then yesterday. Again, not to my house. And this time there was a photo of the outside of not my house. So I'm like, what's going on? So there's someone receiving a bunch of like random like
foam
padding for a helmet and like glasses. So I phoned them up again today, and they're like, yeah, we see what happens now. Because I was like, I am giving you an air code. That's what we call our postcodes here. There's literally no other house on the island with the same air code. That is the point. And they're like, yeah, we see it here now, but the latitude, longitude was mismatched to the air code. So I've got to phone back tomorrow and reorder, and hopefully I can get that stuff so I can make it a little bit easier to see on Sunday. Anyway, fun times. Totally worth it though. Being able to see in that thing. It's.
I would love to see those people opening those boxes every night just to.
Yeah. Oh look, what do we get? Oh, but now we have 2 random pairs of sunglasses. The reason I bought these ones is because it was like the thing was only like I think what €6 or €7. It was just a basic frame, and there was 3 different type of lenses, but they're all detachable. So I just want to take off the black lens. There's no branding on it. It's big enough to stick on the inside, hopefully with no gap, and I'll be able to see through it. But if I ever receive it, but anyway, random pointless story. But probably won't be the last random pointless story we speak of today. Right. So what are we actually doing today? Obviously, it's got to recognize we're getting closer and closer to chipping away at that and getting closer and closer to 3K, thankfully. And we are at 2,537. So massive thank you if you were part of that and helped us get there. Ian, of course, who's not with us now, he might jump in later on, has very kindly donated a brand new inbox Civil War, a Winter Soldier Civil War. When we hit 3K, there'll be a giveaway. Stay post. By the way, I've already said the answer to the question, but obviously I'm not going to tell you the question until the first Hope Show after we hit 3K. But I've definitely mentioned it before already. Members, shout out to the troopers. We got Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Neelerific, Mugwump, Mike L, who's right here with us. We got Payton23, Chuli, Bendu Windu, I believe I saw in the chat. Ryan Smith is in the chat as well. Tragedy Tales is in the chat. These commanders here. 6 Scale Gallery, who's here on the panel with us. Alan, thank you very much. We got X-Man Supreme, 12-inch Moose Stream, Philip the Fool, Keith, the 6 Scale Padawan, fellow soon-to-be 501st member, Mark Mitchell, who I believe I saw in the chat, William Owens, Brandon Salad, Phil, who's on the panel here tonight, Collecting Weekly, and Boba Fettuccini. New videos. This is not a new video, but if you haven't checked it out, I'd appreciate if you would. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. We talked about this last week. We're not going to talk about this. We are definitely going to talk about this. And this is basically what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to discuss a bit of new ins and outs. Anyone pick up something new, or anyone sell something or anything like that. Then we're going to talk about the Blue Bat Hera. What's due? Basically, what's coming up in the next quarter or so. And then the best of 2023, the main topic. We got a lot to get through. So, right. So new in and out. Anyone here pick up something or get rid of something? Anyone want to chime in there?
Finally got this guy in.
Oh, nice.
From Susu Toys.
I'm
not sure it was worth the wait, but this sculpt. Body's great. I mean, I still think this is the best body. Looking at it compared to the other ones, I thought this was going to be the best. The only problem is no split boot, which really sucks.
Oh, no.
But everything else...
Catch 22 though, isn't it? Like, it's split cup boot is obviously better for articulation, but if the boots are like that in real life, that's better for realism.
I'm for articulation. I don't like to keep things in a museum pose, but I mean, it comes with 3 heads. None of them are really spot on, but so I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this line or not. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Anyone else?
Well, tomorrow and then the next day, I've got RoboCop and C-3PO coming. So excited for those.
There's 2 that were on your list, I believe. Yeah,
they are. So I haven't had them in hand yet, but we'll talk about it. I think they're contenders.
Good stuff. I just realized I think I messed up one of the photos on your list. You said C-3PO and I went to the Return of the Jedi, but that's not out yet, so that's completely on me. You were talking about the Attack of the Clones one, yeah?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good stuff. Yeah, I can't even follow my own rules. Jesus. All right.
For me,
go ahead. Go on. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say I got something in too.
What you get?
I got that. This Michael Jordan from Enterbay.
This Enterbay?
Nice. Yeah, this is Enterbay. They
do great work.
Yeah, it's actually the newest one, which is from the All-Star game. And I just bought this uniform, the Bulls. I wanted him in his Bulls uniform, so I just got him and I just switched out the uniform. So
nice,
pretty good.
Those Enterbay figures are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are.
pretty good. And then it has like this sweat effect, which is interesting for sure on his head sculpt. And some people hate it because even Marco got it too, and he's like, if I feel like it looks like glue on it, but I don't know, I like it.
It's interesting.
It gives it a little bit of a sense of realism.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because so it looks like he's actually playing, or he just got off the court, you know.
That's cool. Is he palming the ball, or is that just held on his hip?
It's magnetic.
Oh wow,
Nice.
that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
Can I see that actually once? So that's actually magnetic.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Now I'll tell you, Inart could have taken note with that Superman cowl, couldn't they?
Oh yeah. Good point.
Because then they wouldn't have the hand on it. Because then if you wanted to pose it with the cowl, like not with a hand on it, because some people may want to do that. That's pretty damn cool. The lighting's pretty good there too.
Yeah, Enterbay's great. I had the quarter scale Batman Begins figure, and
I
they're
heard good things
awesome.
about it.
It was really cool. I sold it. I kept some pieces from it, and ended up putting the head sculpt on a NECA body, so I didn't have to worry about articulation or the rubber creasing or anything like that. And I still get like the quality head sculpt. So it's kind of a best of both worlds. I felt like, but yeah, the Enterbay is
Excellent
awesome.
stuff. I'm going to chime in now actually because this is very relevant here. Daivu, this is Daniel. How are you, Daniel? Thanks very much for joining us. Daniel is based in Dublin. We trade figures from time to time. Well, I buy figures off him. He's bought figures off me. This is who I got my DX08 Jack Nicholson Joker, which it was basically as good as new, and he gave me a good price for it. Do appreciate it. And today I sold a figure. I had got nothing new in this week, but I did sell a figure. I sold the battling version Spider-Man from No Way Home with the base. Simple decision. I have other Spider-Man coming in that I like better. That's pretty much it. So give him he drives a hard bargain though, I'll tell you that. He got a good deal. But then again, I did get that DX08 of him. So Daniel, thanks very much. The bestseller. Well, sometimes I'm buying off you, sometimes I'm selling to you. But we'll no doubt trade again. I do appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for watching as well. All right, Justin McFly is in the building. Anyone else? Anything new in out?
No, I've pre-ordered my Darth Vader, Obi-Wan, and C-3PO. Thanks to
Did you
our other
cancel them at one
friends.
stage? Oh, did you?
I've cancelled with.
Right.
You know who?
Okay. I gotcha. Voldemort.
Don't say his name.
You shall not say that name.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you reordered them then. Who did you go with when you reordered?
Pop Collectibles.
Gotcha. Good stuff. Did you you didn't try Line Rock by any chance?
I couldn't find them on there.
Right. Sometimes if you could, it's just it's strange. Like sometimes like they'll have the third party stuff up for pre-order very quickly, and then certain figures they'll have up for pre-order quickly. Like they had the BVS Inart Superman up really quickly. But then regular releases is kind of like they wait until it comes out, and then a few weeks after it comes out, they'll bang them up there. But maybe the shipping might be the difference. I'm not sure. The shipping with Pop can be expensive, can't it? But maybe sometimes just directly message them. It could be worth a message. You might save
100%.
10, 20 pounds, 30 pounds maybe.
I did panic a bit because I couldn't seem to find C-3PO anyway. So it's kind of like, they've got it, so...
I get that. No, I get that. You want to lock it down. I get that.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Anything exciting to report there?
I did want to mention this real quick. It's very odd. I didn't know this was coming with this. I don't know if they put something in there like last minute or something. I don't remember this being in there. There's two of these bodies. One's gold, one's silver. They're very heavy, like little, mounts.
Busts.
In case you want to, busts. In case you want to display these terrible head sculpts, like why?
Oh gosh.
Like, how about improve the head sculpt and skip this?
Tell us how you really feel.
Smiling one,
Very
Trevor.
odd.
Isn't there like a smiling one that's pretty good, or are they all bad?
This one is not bad. The one that I have is smiling. It's not great. It's not great. Yeah.
That's so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. It sure is so.
Some people were saying that.
Very unfortunate name.
Yeah.
They
were saying that the body was the best on So, but the head sculpts were better on the Toys Era.
Yeah, I think the Toys Era one. I got the present toys. They sold like they They sold like heads individually for the toys, or for the present toys one. And I picked those up, and those did not look as good as the images did either. So those are pretty terrible. So maybe I'll have to find the Toys R Us one.
Yeah, probably a safer bet, like buying their comic interpretations and stuff, because they're not trying to nail an actor license.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean they've done a decent job sometimes. I don't know. Butcher wasn't great either. It was only like average, which makes me think I may just get out of the whole line in 1/6 and just stick to 1/12 or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. So is anyone else have anything they sold this week or picked anything up or? Okay.
No.
Yeah, cool. We'll this one is going to have very mixed opinions, but I know that there's people on the panel who've no interest in this, and I know there's people in the panel who are into kind of eclectic stuff and just liked it because it's weird. And I think I'm taking you at verbatim there, I'm pretty sure, Mike, but we'll take a look at it anyway. So all right, so this one is the Warner Brothers 100 comic book inspired Batman. So does anyone want to have a go at this first? Anyone thoughts? I think Mike, you have it pre-ordered, don't you, Mike?
Yeah, I do. I actually had two. One was pre-ordered from Sideshow, and the other one was the one I ordered first. I got it from Pop Collectibles. I've since canceled that one and gotten a refund. Their response to my request, which was a very polite request for a refund, they wrote me back. They said, "Can I ask why?" I was like,
yeah, you showed that to us. That's like,
not really.
Yeah, no, you may not. Yeah, it's like, you know, yeah. They must really wanted to sell that.
Yeah. So anyway, they did refund me. They were good about it. And I still have the other one on order from Sideshow. And yeah, like you said, it's a quirky thing. It's a rare, weird anniversary thing, and everyone hates it. And I don't mind that. I like it. So I think it might look. I think it'll look interesting in person. And
that's one of the things I like about you. That you're like, you know, that's. Like in a world where like most of the community doesn't particularly like this, you're just like, no, I like it, and that's it. You know, I appreciate that. Been able to swim.
I'm with you, Mike.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you have an ally. Did you order this as well, Phil, or you were close to it?
I was on the cusp because I don't or didn't have a Batman, and then they released the Tactical Suit 2.0. And unfortunately it pipped it to the post, but I think because I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but that figure wouldn't have any association to the movie for me, so I would have been quite happy to have that representation in the collection just for a Batman. But then when the Tactical 2.0 came out, and then Alan was enabling me with photographs of it, he was like, yeah, he's coming home.
That's cool. I also collect graded comics, and so prior to this just hodgepodge of stuff, when I had my collection displayed a little bit better, I had some of the corresponding comics to go with figures and stuff, and I plan on putting this with a couple Batman graded books that I have. So that's another reason I like it, just because of the comic book colors. And again, it's not my favorite bat suit. It's probably not the best suit for this color scheme, but I think it will look really cool with some of the books I have in mind to go behind it. And some of the art that they showed, I think it looks cool with some of the traditional kind of 70s, 80s Batman art.
Like, in behind here? Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, Neil Adams, man.
Neil Adams was, so that's the classic. You know, everybody had those bed sheets and socks and shirts and all that growing up. So, definitely touched a nostalgia thing for me there, so.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. Yeah, and you so you got this one on the way from Sideshow. And sorry, Phil, you were keen on this, but then you ended up going for the Tactical 2.0 instead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was very close, and then they released the 2.0, which I'd forgotten all about, and then it was released, and I thought, that's the one for me.
Is the cape gray? I thought the cape was blue. Or is it like a blue-gray? And it's
like a blue-gray.
It looks like a blue-gray.
Yeah.
It's not the same tone as the suit.
Right, yeah.
It's not the same tone as the the cowl or the gauntlets anyway.
I can't wait to see it anyway, Mike. When you get hold of it, I can't wait to see some pictures of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll definitely have it on the stream. We'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah, it seems like unusual. As in, okay, I know it's unusual, but it's again, my opinion on this is probably not. It's not original or anything. But I do agree with it. One of the things I loved about the Nolan trilogy is because he almost made you believe that Batman could exist. Like it was such a real world feel, whereas Burton's Batman was, you didn't know if it was like in the future or the past. It was kind of like that gothic noir kind of look, like, and it was kind of fantasy land.
Very comic booky fantasy.
Yeah, you didn't know when it was, where it was, whatever, but it was just Gotham. And then with Nolan, it was like, it's clearly like Manhattan, like, with a few extra bridges and, bigger and stuff like that. Like, but it was very real world feel. So this was like the wrong suit to do this with. Mm-hmm. Whereas this would probably work great with the BVS suit or even the Begins suit. I think that's a strange choice, but it's always a strange choice. But so you've got this one coming home. Anyone else on the panel want to picking this up or considering it, or even want to chime in or give your thoughts on it? Anyone?
I mean, this could be one of those things when you get it in hand that a bunch of people get it in hand and take some different pictures, because I don't particularly love the lighting that they put on a lot of these shots. And it could look better. I mean, everybody could be like, damn it, I should have picked this up in like a month.
These bats look golden, don't they? That's just they're using warm light or something.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know why they're bathing it in blue light and filtered it like that. Like, wouldn't you want to kind of contrast that a little bit with some other color?
This is one of the better shots there, Yeah, I just would have liked to see this in a little more shadow. I think it would have looked better. In some of these shots, it looks good, but I don't know.
I think it would have looked good with the 89 suit too, because you've already got the yellow and black bat symbol.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the fact that the 89 cowl comes down a little more, straight, I think feels a little bit more like the 70s bat suit.
Yes.
I would have liked to see the cape like a blue, like the.
I completely agree.
It's weird. I wonder if somebody will be selling a third-party version, I'm sure, to sort of match that.
It is interesting the way that this is the DX19 suit, and those gauntlets are still the pre-existing gauntlets and not the new improved screen actor gauntlets like that's coming with the new armory.
Mm-hmm. The underside looks blue there, though.
It does in that shot.
Like the underside of the cape, the inside.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I guess, Shane, they're just so far out yet from having the new suit production ready, and this was supposed to. They probably had a deadline to meet with this one.
Yeah, more than likely. Now this one, I'm going to start off with Jose on this. Sorry, does anyone else want to chime in that Batman, or can we move on?
Yeah, you guys are being way too polite about this figure. Feel free to bash it.
No, I think it's like that was my main point, really.
It's not for me.
Same thing. It's not for me. I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying. It probably would have looked better on another bat suit. It's definitely not for me, and especially because the premise of the Bale's Batman was, does it come in black, right? So he would never wear this. So I don't know. It's just strange,
Maybe if the undersuit was gray too or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is that just throws it off for me.
Even the blue is a weird, like it's like chromed out almost. It looks very strange.
I noticed that. Right, it's
very metallic blue.
Metallic blue.
He's Welsh. He wear anything.
I mean, it's showy, for somebody who wants to hide in the shadows. But I mean, it's meant to be. It's not meant to be like realism, but it's cool.
Yeah. We got a 12-inch Moose stream here. So hello, community collectors. Not for me. This Blue Batman channel member as well, and he was at AuxCon, I believe, as well. And I think Collector Joey was in the chat earlier on. Got to meet him. But shout out to the 39 people in the chat. Very much appreciate you joining us here. So look, it's a funny one though, because it's, as I said in the video I have there, the one with the thumbnail exclusive. It is.
I just got it.
It's it's a Monday. It's we're all tired. So like the DX19, it is my favorite Batsuit. Like, I just love that kind of like, this is how it's going to work in the real world. As much as I love Keaton and even, you know, Pattinson's rendition, the Dark Knight trilogy, when it comes into it, and it's like, they showed us how it could possibly work in a real world. Like, the concept is ridiculous. Do you know, he's a billionaire. Like, the hardest thing to believe is not that he spends his nights, you know, swinging off rooftops, beating criminals to death with his bare hand. The hardest thing for me is like, why isn't he out like dating models for real, not just as a cover story? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're a billionaire, you've unlimited amounts of money. Do you A, want to risk death every single night, or B, just go date like you know, the cast of the ballet or whatever, like in the movie, for real? But like, anyway, putting that aside, Nolan did a great job of making us believe that it could real world happen, or like actually, you know. And I love the segmented panels look of this particular suit, the cowl, the way it was just like a piece of armor on him, like, you know, and it was a separate panels and stuff like that, and the practicality of it. And I just think that a deadly looking suit. So it's kind of hard for me to look at the suit and go, okay, it's still the same silhouette, like, but it's just that colors just don't work for me. But yeah, that's it really. All right, so
can I just
go on? Yeah,
say
of course,
something?
yeah.
I think
we're expecting you to say a lot because you haven't been here in a while. We want you to go to town.
I find it very strange. I think the day that this was announced, it was earlier this year, wasn't it? Was it like April? When was it? April, or was it later than that? This year. It was announced this year. This, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The day that it was announced, I remember messaging you, Shane, and drawing to your attention the fact that a year earlier, OT Customs did a repaint of a DX19 and raffled it off for charity, and that was the suit that he did.
Oh wow!
Wow, that looks that actually is
exact. And look at that.
So they saw him, right?
Huh.
So
I think you shared that with us before.
I did, yeah. I just find it very strange that all of a sudden this disappears, and I'm like, where did they get that idea from? That's a very strange one. I think it was June, actually, because the day that they announced it, OT Customs put up a picture of his next to this one.
Yes, I remember.
And it's like, that's very odd. That's very odd.
That is odd.
Yeah, and it's like, well,
it is
yeah,
too much for a coincidence, isn't it?
yeah. Just putting that out there.
So I just ran and grabbed this real quick. Like, I just think he would look cool, you know, around something like this. Obviously, this is not original. This is a reprint. But yeah. So anyway, I just plan on getting a little creative with it. So
I think there are definitely figures that you just gravitate towards, isn't there? You can't really explain what it is. You just think, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't care. I think I'm like that with the Flash and young Barry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say I love the Flash. I thought the film was great, and those figures are really speaking to me, and the likeness especially.
Oh, that's enough him.
Oh, wow.
Sorry. It's a complete joke, Alan. We the whole premise of the show is we like different opinions, but yeah, sorry. But go on anyway. So you love the Flash, yeah.
The Nope Show.
I did.
Whoa.
Nope.
The Nope Show. That's good. I love it. Sorry, Alan. Go on.
I'm just gonna say it. I really did like it, and I really like those pieces. So I get where Mike's coming from. He really likes this. Everyone's bashing it. I'm not gonna bash it. I don't like it, but you know, Mike loves it, so I love it.
Just real quick, just to piggyback off that, the Flash.
When I get the Flash, don't make fun of me. Sorry.
I find
you can't make any promises, Alan.
I find that Barry Allen bat suit, the appropriated bat suit, to be really appealing as a figure. I would love to see that in person. You know,
I think it looks so cool, man.
It does.
That's really cool.
At least there'll be a lot out there, but you know, so if I'm looking for one, you know, no one else will buy one.
Yeah, they won't exactly be gone in a flash. Dad jokes, guys. There has to be one in every stream. There has to be one, multiple. No, it's cool. This next one, like, now I'm gonna let Jose go first on this because, like,
Oh.
myself and Jose, we're never going to see eye to eye in the Ahsoka show. We've just accepted it, I think, at this stage. But we do see eye to eye on this figure. I think this is just like, this is something special. Like, I think this looks like a picture, a behind the scenes set photo of the actress fully
Behind
makeup up.
being the operative word.
I knew I wasn't the only one who was. Yeah.
I wasn't
I
even
thought
trying
you
to
were
be that
going
guy.
there.
Yeah, no.
How quickly did everyone flick looking for the ass shot?
Yeah. You didn't even have to flick because they
they were
included as an
out there.
accessory,
Oh, yeah.
which was just.
The strangest thing.
I almost commend them
Well, that was
on.
the holster.
Oh, look at the. Yeah, sure it was. Yeah, sure. There was a holster in that photo.
You know how many holsters there are that they don't show in other
No.
figures? Normally they show the
pouch.
boots there, right? And they're
Right, right.
Don't show our holster.
This looks like the actress on set next to the functioning prop of Chopper.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just. Sorry, Jose, do you want to take it away there? This is $260, and I think it's due for release Q4 of next year and possibly Q1 of 2025.
Well, you said you wanted me on the show because you really want to get this. You said, I really want
That
to
is
get
definitely not what I said.
this. Just like, I really want this. Jose, just come and convince me. Like, just push me over the fence. That's I'm always on the fence, just like Marco. So, I'm on the fence. So just push me over. Like, just give me, I need you in the panel.
Marco's never on the fence. Marco gets everything. He's got like 5 jokers.
No, that's
you know,
like the inside joke with Marco. He's like, he sends me gifts of him literally on a fence because he can't decide if he's gonna buy something or not. I'm like, just get it, you want it. But anyway, Shane, you told me, look, Jose, this is an incredible sculpt. I know I want to get it. Just convince me. Come on the show. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, just come on the show and convince me because I really, really want this. And I said, okay, well, I'm here. So, look, how many alien Star Wars characters are there? And you said this. I think this would look incredible in my collection, and I agree. I think this is perfect, man.
I don't think anyone in the chat is buying that I actually said any of this, but go on anyway.
No, in all seriousness, this looks incredible, man. This looks so good. I've been a big fan of Mary Elizabeth since Scott Pilgrim and everything else she does. Whether the movies are good or not, everything she comes out in, I think she does a great performance. And to see this in 6 scale, and it's just like, wow, especially me being such a big Rebels fan personally, it's just, I never imagined that we would see these characters in live action, nonetheless, a figure of these characters. So an actress that I love, a character that I love in 6 scale, for me, it's like, it checks all the boxes. And I think it's going to check them for you too, Shane. I know you love Ahsoka, so this is just perfect for you.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So you're gonna get this, I take it. You particularly like this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, even if there's I can't imagine them like with an alien character with the makeup and all that. I don't see such a decline. I feel like even if there was that standard 5 to 10% decline on the likeness, I think it would still be strong because this is basically near perfect, in terms of the sculpt. So. Yeah, this is definitely coming. I already have Sabine and I have Chopper on order, so I mean, I'm gonna get every Rebels character they make. So
this is this
See,
this
hashtag
is Sabine.
enable Shane. Hashtag everybody, let's make it a thing. Come on,
See, they're all ganging up on me.
Chat.
But,
Let's
I'm
convince him he
I'm
needs
like
this in
Mike.
his
I'm my own man. Yeah, you're not gonna get inside my head. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that red pill. Does anyone else want to? I'll go last. I want to hear people's opinions. Does anyone else want to chime in this?
Yeah, this honestly changed my mind about
The entire series.
Well, no, not the series, but Sabine. I was ready to cancel because of the series. I was just like, you know what? I'm not getting stuff that I didn't really love. The series. Maybe going forward it'll be great. But I loved Rebels, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna have Rebels in real life. This is gonna be great. They're gonna look great on the shelf. And I kind of convinced myself that I'm not gonna get these before this came out. And now that this came out, I think I'm back to getting them all because this looks incredible, man. This looks amazing. And maybe down the line somebody will do like a more of a cartoon head for some of these or something like that, a cartoon inspired head sculpt. But it's incredible. They knocked this out of the park, man. This is probably going to be one of the best figures when it comes out of the year. When it comes out, if this production keeps up, for sure.
Yeah, I tend to agree. If once there's no like drop off, you know.
Yep.
But they're getting them better and better, really, aren't they? Like they are. But so you're in on this then, Trevor?
Yeah, I'm in on all the Rebels.
Trevor's definitely in. You're not.
But you
on the
watched
fence
Rebels, didn't you, Trevor?
Yeah, I liked Rebels a lot. I enjoyed Rebels, and again, I'm very excited to see them in live action. Love the casting. I think they were all good actors and good choices. I just don't think they were given the right script.
Hashtag Shane needs Sabine. Hashtag Trevor needs Sabine. Hashtag
I have
buy these
Sabine on
figures.
order.
Alan, I know you're like big into the sculpts, so no pun intended. You must have saw it. I think you were in a group chat. You saw this and just thought it was stunning. I'm pretty sure you messaged in.
Yeah, it's great, man. I'm not going to be picking it up, just because I'm going to keep the Star Wars stuff quite small. But yeah, like I would love to. I'd love to play around with, the sculpt and the lighting and just shoot it. It looks great. It really is outstanding. Like there's a slight blush to the cheeks and the paintwork and everything.
Yeah,
like,
I see that. Yeah,
it's so good.
And around the eyes and stuff.
Yeah. There's real depth to it.
Yeah.
And I love, as you pointed out, Shane, they all almost look like behind the scenes images, and I think that's obviously what they were going for with the grey backgrounds and things like that.
Yeah,
because they obviously know how
photography or something.
Yeah, they know how great this thing looks, and they're like, yeah, we can like that. If you go back that could fool anyone into thinking it was a shot for Entertainment Weekly or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stunning.
I've fooled many a non-collector with a lot worse photos than this. Like this is top tier. Like, as in, like, just some photo of some like average looking hot toy and go, oh, who's that? And they go, oh yeah, that's, I don't know, Harrison Ford or whoever. Like, and it's like, then you look closer, like, wait a second, is that, it takes some. But whereas this would be, you could like give this to them, and they could analyze and like, oh yeah, it's your one from Ahsoka. I don't know. I'd like to do a Pepsi challenge on that. Like, I think that'd be a cool video. Definitely. Actually, just go out through the streets of Dublin and just like, film people random reactions, going to hear who's that. Do you know, like, for an exceptional sculpt? And they're like, oh yeah, that's you want from That'd be a cool video.
That'd be a really cool video, Shane.
Yeah. It's you'd get people to sign off on their likeness, though, wouldn't you? Like, you have to go, after asking them, you have to, can I put you in the YouTube clip or whatever? If we get sued or something.
But yeah, this is great. I think compared to Ahsoka, the difference in likeness is just, there's a massive gulf there. I think if they make a new, like a season, I was gonna say a season 2 Ahsoka, a season 1 Ahsoka, hopefully the likeness will match Rosario Dawson like this matches Mary Elizabeth Winstead, because I got Ahsoka the other week, and it's not quite there. The likeness isn't quite there.
I would agree.
Rosario Dawson. It's good enough. But that looks insane. I think on one of them, maybe it's this one, one of the eyes is just off.
Yeah,
I think
this one looks a little off.
Yeah. So she looks a little bit funny there, but on the whole,
but we've all had
like
that.
A real person. Oh yeah,
No, I don't mean after a few beers. I mean, like, if when you have the separate rolling eyeballs function.
Yeah.
And you have to fandangle and like obsess over, because typically people's eyes are parallel.
Yeah.
So then you have to, one of them slightly too high or too low, and you can't unsee it then. And then, like, you might have it looking right, and then the next thing you take a photo of it and put it online, you realize, shit.
I'm vowing to do this, but maybe somebody has already done it or will do it. But they just need a tool that has a connector that's at the right
prongs
width, and just you can move them together if they're not going to move in parallel. I mean,
because that would have been essentially the PERS system, but then they stopped doing it because it broke too easily, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Yeah.
I think I'm definitely team says. I do
Sirs.
I do like the separate roll on eyeballs just because of the horror stories that I've heard of the pairs breaking and things like that. Like I with the Joker, the Inart Joker, I don't know if it's just mine, but the purple coat one, it's very kind of, hard to move, and I'm like, I don't want to break this. So I do kind of prefer, and I do. To be fair, with all of my, I haven't got many, but like the separate rolling sculpts that I have, I kind of angle them up just a little bit. They're kind of still central, but like up, especially with like the DX19.
Yeah,
and he just looks badass. Like I tend not to do the looking left and right because you could have that where one is just slightly more off than the other. But I still prefer that personally. Oh,
let me ask you something. If you start getting, I mean, we've got Inart things. Hot Toys has been nailing some head sculpts lately. When you get these head sculpts and when you get these figures on your shelf, does it just like make you look at the older stuff or stuff that wasn't quite as good? Like, I mean, obviously in a different light, but do you look and go like,
even with like,
I don't know.
these newer Hot Toys sculpts that are coming out with like better likenesses and like the moving eyes, and you look back at like say an old Tony Stark and you think it's just a bit dead-eyed. Do you know what I mean? Like
it is very weird that they cut the chest in that one and then her ass in the other one.
Shit, boy. Shit, partner. Shit. 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 Thanks for your time.
Had to be done. Yeah, there's a holster in that photo. It's
yeah, it's right there.
They're 100%
though.
having
I
a
want
laugh.
to take a look to see.
the stitching on the.
We want to keep this PG-13, guys. It's PG. Like it's in fairness, like they're getting better and better and better.
Did you guys ever feel just that like I'll be polite about it, but did you guys ever feel when we were watching the show like the cameraman just loved to shoot that?
Oh, 100%. Like, but you ever watch the World Cup, like the soccer matches? Like 90% of the time, if the camera is zoomed in on a female, it's usually an attractive female. Like it's like it's like clockwork. Like I'm convinced there's like a certain number of those live broadcasters just homing in on attractive females. Like no, you're right there, man. You're right with that. So out of the panel of 6, who's a cert for getting this? Who's like either has already pre-ordered or it's definitely coming home? So we got
Shayna,
Trevor.
I need you to
Jose,
lift your hand as well.
Mike.
Oh, he's gets halfway up. He's gonna.
I see it. Come on, Shane.
Wait, Shane had his hand up, did he?
I saw.
So we got 3, and then Phil, and then myself, Alan, and Phil are no go on this. Now this and Sabine, they're very, very impressive figures, but it's just like, all jokes aside, it's just like if I start getting figures that just look stunning, I'll be in a lot more trouble than I already am in terms of like managing payments and then managing space. Like I simply
that's my concern.
I can't. Again, I can't. But I think maybe it's the way like. I think a lot of people don't say that out loud as much as in like I can't afford it. You know what I mean? And I cannot afford everything. And I don't know, even if funds were unlimited and I had a big massive like basement or whatever, I don't think I'd even still want everything, but I definitely would get more. But no, it's just not how I collect. But this, I gotta say, and it's sometimes maybe people like who. Maybe they don't want to say, maybe it's like a pride thing. They don't want to say like I can't afford it or space, whatever. They start kind of dragging the figure down, going, oh, well, the freckle here isn't accurate, or this is, and instead of just going, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Because this is so goddamn good. Like I'm really impressed by it. The only thing I think they could make it better really is give us the real leather pieces, because unfortunately I don't know if this is pleather. I don't think it's in the description. but I'd hate to see someone really excited about this buy it, and then if they're in a climate that's susceptible to makes leather peel, having that issue, you know.
I wonder if that's still happening as much as it did with some of the older stuff, because some of the old stuff was real thin pleather. I don't know if they're making it a little thicker now or if they're using a different material. I'd like to hear from somebody in a climate like
Making
that.
this one thicker.
Just keep your
2 C's.
Roll that footage.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute.
No, you're right, and I guess try not to touch it, touch the leather too much, and like fingerprints, oils from your hand. I hear,
and there's treatments for it too, for specifically for pleather.
Isn't like the 303 or something like that? You can put a little bit on it.
There's a 303, and there's another brand that I get. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but it's specifically made for that to keep it. You know, I've had that Rescue Captain America for a long time, and that it's a little, all that pleather back then felt a little crispier. You know what I mean? It just had like it wasn't as soft as it seems like it is now. And that's the kind of stuff I worry about, like creasing and putting in extreme poses and stuff. But
I think that's a good point. You know, if leather is going to increase the cost, I don't need leather. Leather is fine as long as it holds up. I think that's fine. You know.
Yeah.
But I think she's a 10. I mean, this figure is so good. And another thing I love about it is that I don't have to. She does not have a great helmet that I have to say I got to sacrifice one or the other.
Right.
What am I going to do?
Right.
Like pretty much every other Star Wars figure I have.
Right.
So I think it's great. It's beautiful.
and she never takes that
She never
pilot
takes
helmet.
No.
You never have to see her weird. Where does this meet? Like we saw with Ahsoka
Right.
in the
Guys,
show.
what the hell is going on?
That
I
happens
just-
sometimes. Yeah.
I just clicked into Sideshow just because it's part of the next thing we're looking at.
Who knows?
And then I saw that yoke, right? Okay, sorry guys, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I'm going on to the next section of the show called What's Due. So really quickly, we're just going to take a look at stuff that's basically due for release. So because we were kind of some stuff right there. And a few weeks back, we were saying like, you know, the Mark III would be out and stuff like that, and it did actually drop. There's a few other things we were talking about. But sorry, go on. What were you saying there? You just talk away while I get this organized.
Oh, I'm excited for her. So I think as great as Sabine looks, I think this head sculpt is even better.
Yeah.
More
Yes,
accurate to the actor.
I think you could probably get away with just Hera and Chopper, because they didn't really have Hera didn't really have a lot of interaction with other characters in the show.
That's a good point too.
With Ahsoka and what have you. So that's what's sort of drawing me. I really want to get her, but I'm desperately holding out for more Return of the Jedi stuff for the 40th.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd pick up an Ezra at this point in that outfit. I'd have to see it, because I guarantee he's going to be changing that out. He's already in a Stormtrooper uniform, so you know he's going to be switching to some sort of New Republic thing or something. So
that's a good point, Trevor, about Ezra, because every other figure for Ezra for this line has been in his traditional look from Rebels. Yeah. Which is really weird that we didn't see that. So maybe, you know, Lucasfilm has other plans for season 2 and they just jumped the gun. I don't know.
I will say, Mike, that he did wear it in the hologram.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why they get away with that.
Well,
I'm wondering the same thing. I want my Andor figures, man. It's really irritating. It's really irritating.
I've got a week off coming up, and I did a stream there the other day. I love all the seasons. I'm more of a winter guy than a summer guy, but I really like, as Americans say, the fall. You know, it's the autumn season, and you know, coming up to Halloween, and when it's just starting, the leaves are falling. It's kind of dry outside, but it's cold, but it's not really cold. And just being inside, you know, when it's kind of cold outside and cozy inside. I think I want to binge Andor again, because those monologues, just for the monologues alone, man.
I still haven't seen it.
So good.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Man.
I haven't seen it.
No, I'm so jealous. Like when people tell me that and watch Breaking Bad, and I'm like,
I know.
Oh,
That,
you don't know how good.
That season 2 teaser that's just been shown. That's making me want to watch it even more.
I didn't see that.
It would have been great to have Gilroy write Ahsoka and have Filoni as the lore guy, kind of like keeping him on track. God, what a show that would have been.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what they needed. What they needed. They needed a real writer. The plot wise, it could have worked. It just they needed.
And I wasn't here when you guys talked about the finale, which is fine, but but I was gonna say, because a lot of you guys had a lot of you know comments about how the show overall was. And again, mine was more positive than you guys. But one thing I will say, as from the writer's perspective, that even I had certain things that I had issues with. So I don't think the show was perfect. I don't think that there was issues with it. A lot of the points you guys were making, even I was shaking my head. I'm like, yeah, definitely. So I just want to point that out. Like, I don't think the show was perfect. I agreed with some of the things you were saying last week.
No, I appreciate it.
It was a marketing problem. I think if they said, hey, we're doing Rebels season 5 and it's going to be live action, then no one could have complained about anything. The writing would have been just fine. It would have been exactly like Rebels. And I don't know. Maybe that's a quick
but Mike,
fix.
You think just changing the title would change your opinion?
Well, what I mean is I think that it would have set it up.
I don't even know what sound I just made.
Well, I think what would have happened is no one who hadn't seen the first 4 seasons would say, oh, I'll jump into season 5. They would have said, well, if I'm going to get into this, let me watch the first 4 seasons. And that would have alleviated a lot of the confusion, and it would have made the writing more streamlined because you had the same guy writing it all.
My only thing with that is I like all the seasons of Rebels, and I wouldn't have, even if this was Rebels season 5, I wouldn't have liked this as much as I like Rebels.
I'm happy.
No, I'm looking at it from a different perspective, though. It was a cartoon, and it had a different. I wasn't expecting deep drama from it. You know what I mean? Like, whereas live action, and you're doing it on Disney Plus, and it's more adult, and we're moving into more, darker themes and stuff. I expected more
deep
than a
drama,
cartoon writing.
I finally finished Clone Wars.
Oh yeah.
And the last 4 episodes of season 7
wasn't
like they're as good as people make them out to be. I'll put hands. They're as good as people make them out to be. The hype is real for that.
Yep.
I just felt that overall the 7 seasons wasn't worth my time investment.
It's a lot. Yeah.
But a lot of people did say, Shane, go onto the internet, find the key episodes, and just watch them.
Yeah.
And I should have done that, but the thing is, I like completing things. I like, watch them all. Like, it's like, well, I say that, but I don't complete lines or anything. But like in terms of like, I don't know. I like earning things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's instead of just skipping around, and even though there might be some filler episodes there might be some little thing that makes it relevant to something else, whatever. But I am excited though to go back now and look at the key episode lists and go, okay, I'm just going to watch them because I got more out of the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars than I did off the season of Ahsoka. Like just even I can talk spoilers on this, can't I? Because this is grand. It was more or less spoiled for me. I wouldn't even consider it spoiled. I'm way so late. I can't expect people to keep a secret. Come on, that's ridiculous. But just that last scene with I knew that Clone Wars was in between episode 2 and 3, and it never really clicked that some of it would be concurrent with episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and you'd see Order 66 from the other point of view, and then as I was watching, I was, of course you're going to see that, But I loved that, and like when you see her refusing to just kill the clones, and they go back and bury them, I just thought that with her there in the cloak, and it's more or less the same cloak. I'm pointing. I don't have the cloak on yet, but I just thought that was just groundbreaking. That was the hype is real. I think if anyone's considering watching the Clone Wars, the hype is real for the good episode, but there's so much filler. You might want to just watch the key episodes, and I think Disney Plus practically has them lined up for you anyway with the key episodes. You can watch it like that, or just go onto the internet. It's
I wish that the whole series had been the same tone and the same feel as the last season, because the last season felt more, I don't know, just more advanced for me, especially those last 4
that's
episodes.
Marketing genius, because the first 3 seasons were blatantly for like kids.
Yeah.
And then they got them in, and as the kids grew up and got older, their understanding would have got more complex, and then the storylines got more complex, and even the animations got darker. Like, I mean, some of the lightsaber battles, which the likes of Dooku and stuff like that, were stunning, and Grievous and Anakin and all that. Anything with Cad Bane piqued my interests. Even though it's an animated version, I've got the live action version here. It made me appreciate the figure more. you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, yeah, it's bloody cool, man.
That
Shane.
final scene
Yeah.
is really good.
Oh yeah.
Especially with that score
amazing.
by Kevin Kleiner. I believe is the guy who also did the score for.
Sorry,
Ahsoka.
and I had you left out in the cold.
Ahsoka.
I apologize. How are you doing, mate? You good?
All good, yeah. Sorry.
You're alright.
Meeting
you're right.
finished.
Thanks very much for joining us.
Nice, dude.
Quick dog walk. So,
Good stuff.
yeah, you
good
asked me to
stuff.
jump on, so I thought I'd jump on. So
And you're here just in time
it was
because
either your
we're just
lovely
gonna.
faces or Lucy's.
Pardon?
It was either your lovely faces or Lucy's. So, you know.
Oh.
You probably made the wrong call. Like,
Yeah.
I've met Lucy. She's beautiful.
See
You
you
made the
later.
wrong call, man. Look, we're gonna go quickly through basically things that are due to drop. This will only take a minute or two. So if we look at, like, obviously this is just the Hot Toys and Sideshow sorted filtered from pre-orders, and we're looking at the kind of we're looking from oldest to newest. So at the bottom line here are all released. We're waiting on that Catwoman. It has. I'd imagine we'll see this towards the end of December or something like that. Everyone wondering about this Batman. Doesn't seem to be any movement on it, but I'd imagine we're going to see that. I'd imagine we'll see that probably November. Like, you know, all this line is out. Gilgamesh is not out. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Right. I'd imagine the demand wasn't great on Gilgamesh, so they're not as keen. Dead Strange not out yet, due to drop, same as Wanda from Multiverse of Madness. This Wolverine, no, I'd say a lot of people are excited about that.
Oh yeah.
That's one I'm very excited about. I haven't got a pre-order, but I think that's one's going to happen. The leather jacket one. Would it be right in saying that this one, does this one not come with the leather jacket, or do they both come with the leather jacket and this one just doesn't come with the base?
I think they both come with the jacket.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
pretty
it's
sure they
just
all
come with
do.
the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
There's,
sense.
there's like a special edition one that comes with like an accessory or something like that, right?
And I
Like
think
a
especially-
sandal part.
And also a black shirt, I believe.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, there's two
Yes.
shirts, you're right. So then Kenobi is due, so is Thor, Buzz Lightyear. I think these are all this year or any next year, possibly. I want to just check there with Buzz Lightyear. Just pick a random one. So this is, October to December, and I just want to make sure that I don't think I have to click into this, but I'm going to anyway because it's relevant. I think this is this year as well. No, this is October to March. It could be anywhere in between. This Vader, I was watching Jedi Patrol. He did a live stream there called Only Figs, which I thought was quite funny. And he was saying that
Just got it.
this is due. Yeah, this is due. I think next month or something like that. He'd heard rumors or something like that. I got no rumors, just rumors. But yeah, this is one that a lot of people are looking for. I'd say nearly everyone in the panel's getting this. Is it? Anyone in the panel not
yes.
getting this? Is that
We're
a
all
full
in.
panel? Clean. Everyone's getting the Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%.
That's there's a contender for maybe figure of the year next year or something. Well, I don't know, could actually release. The Mark III here is another popular one that's out. Toby surely will drop this year. I want to click in on him, and no, that's October to March as well, so that could be pushed as well. Is this Johnson from Future Warriors? I don't think too many people. Looks bloody cool, but this is one of the things. Yeah. I started watching it. I think I was tired, and there's subtitles. You know, with subtitles, you can't be tired. You need to be reading. Like, right, Inquisitor. Yeah, so
That's a great sculpt as well.
Yeah.
This is a figure I ordered just because of Rebels. Like, I didn't like the Kenobi show, but I wanted that figure.
Yeah.
Speaking of figures
We
that
have,
look great, but you can't have everything that looks great, she's an example of that for me.
One of the most stunning head sculpts that a prototype, but like, you know, it's pretty damn good. Yeah, so there's kind of just an idea of what's due. So I'd say realistically, I know this has been delayed, but I'd say that Catwoman before the end of the year, Batman before the end of the year.
I could see them. I could see them. You know how they always have that like spree, like in December or so.
Yeah.
Where it's like they start with like a bunch of figures released, and you're like, oh no, my wallet.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that Catwoman. I could see Vader. I could see Wolverine. all of those November, December. It's just kind of week after week, and it's just going to be hitting.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'd say you're right there. I'd say you're right. Right, so that lines you up. We what we've done is I asked the guests, the panelists to we're kind of, it's not the end of the year yet, but like, I mean, come on, it'll be November in a few weeks, and at this stage there's been so many bangers released. We basically selected 5 each. There is some overlap, but that's to be expected. I think that's a good thing, because if a lot of people are saying like figure X is good, chances are it is. So the idea is to create like a little short list of best releases of this year. They can be hot toys, Inart, third parties, statues, vehicles, whatever. By the end of this, hopefully we'll have at least a short list of potential figures from the year. And like Jose was saying there, it could be an absolute barrage between now and Christmas. So this is not an exhaustive list. But look, we're going to flick through some of these anyway. What we'll do is, if one of Jose, we'll go to Jose first, obviously. And then maybe if... I don't know, maybe if we're all in agreement that if the figure's on your list, you feel free to chime in as well. But right, the first figure is the TMS 071. Mm-hmm. So why did this make your list, Jose?
Man, that's it. You know what? It's kind of like a comeback story for this figure, right? Like, we saw those first pictures, and it was like, whoa, like, what is that with the tongue out? And it was like such a disappointment, because we wanted more figures, especially if you wanted to collect the Suicide Squad characters. You wanted more figures, and then the great show. So you were expecting such a great figure, and then they showed you that, and you were like, well, that's disappointing, right? And then they got the update on this one. We got a neutral sculpt, and I got it in hand. This was, I think, the last figure I've gotten other than that Jordan I just showed you, and I was just, wow. I was just like, the arms, how they're seamless arms, and how it looks. The likeness is great. You're looking at it, man. It's right there next to King Shark right now, and it's like, it just looks great, man. And how the shiny chrome, remember they updated that too. It just looks great, man. It's just a great looking figure.
Yeah, this one is actually on its way to me, courtesy of Big Brother's Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's.
I think you're gonna love it.
I don't think I have much of a choice, because Breda will unfriend me then. No, I'm really looking forward to it, because I liked him in the Suicide Squad, the second one, and I thought the show was great, and I thought he did a great job. And your comeback story is, I think you're on the money there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Is this on anyone else's list?
Yeah, this made my list. I don't have it. I'm not going to own it, but and only because, I mean, overall the DC Cinematic Universe just doesn't fit into my collection. But I love this show. This is my favorite property of all the DC stuff, and it looks incredible. It's really hard to resist because it looks so good. But it's one of those things that I can totally appreciate as being one of the best figures, even not having it in hand. I've seen enough of it. I've heard enough people talk about it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It's not on my list, but I mean, it could easily be. You could argue this figure deserves it.
Yeah. The next one then you had there. Yeah,
I definitely I wanted to include this one just because of I feel like it was such an improvement over the previous 1.0 from Civil War. Just looking at it, and in terms of the proportions, even the head sculpt, I feel like it wouldn't be my number one in terms of contenders because of the head sculpt not being as strong. But even if you look at it in person, it's actually not bad. The updated paint applications on the head sculpt definitely give it a better likeness for sure. And I don't know, I just the way that you could pose it, and it just looks great on the shelf, man. So I just think that this is definitely one of those figures, like one of the best of the year for sure.
Yep. Anyone else pick this one up?
No, I was very tempted, but can't afford
I did.
it.
Yep. Yeah, I've got that. It's a good figure. Much better than the original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you have it in hand already, Ian, yeah?
I've actually got 2, and I'm shipping one out to Perpetual Comics in Ireland tomorrow.
So, you what?
So, our favourite friends in Hong Kong sent me 2, but I'd paid for 2.
It's mine.
was to be cancelled.
Mine they've sent you.
So, but I actually paid for the two.
Oh,
So
man.
Perpetual Comics has got a good deal because I got that on a discount and
right.
something else.
Gotcha.
So I've just gave them it for what I got.
stuff.
But yeah, it's a great figure compared to the original. I really like
Damn.
it.
H and Silver Fox winning hearts and minds. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So the next one then.
Yeah. You guys, can you guys hear me a little bit better? I don't know if the mic was having an issue.
It's
Yeah,
a
I can hear
little bit low, maybe. We can still hear you, but it's just a little bit low.
Okay. I'll try to talk a little louder. Oh yeah, so I added Carnage. When I got this one, I was just amazed in terms of its size, what you could do with it. It looks so great on the shelf, man. It's just like, especially being such a big Spider-Man fan myself. Regardless, I'm one of those people that I can kind of separate the movie.
It's actually very low, Jose.
Yeah.
Did you change something by any chance?
I may
Maybe-
have messed him up. He sounded distant, so I thought he might be coming through his computer instead of his mic, because I know he's.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe did the mic
Right.
switch
Screwed
automatically,
him up.
or
Sorry,
Give me a
Jose.
second, okay? I'll try to fix that. I'll be right back.
cool? I'm gonna skip on to the next person, but come back to your list then. So Trevor, do you know
See,
what
I
I'll
did
do
that on
actually?
purpose.
Hey Trevor, yeah, out for yourself.
Sorry, Jose.
What we'll do is really quickly we'll address this comment. This one I had pinned there. Who from Jedi would you like to see announced? I'm gonna jump on this straight away. R2D2. Fact. Has to be an R2D2 because they've done a C3PO. A 40th anniversary R2D2 would make perfect sense. But what about you?
No, that's a
Han.
good call. Yeah, Han Solo.
I'd like a Luke just because I held off buying the Mando Luke in anticipation of this Luke, hopefully. So I'd like to see that pay
Non
off.
CGI Luke.
Yeah. But obviously C3PO makes
R2.
R2 makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I always thought the like Luke's outfit with the with the kind of the little part that it's like a little Velcro.
That flap really sells the whole look, doesn't
It's
it?
really cool, man.
I've
It's a
always
really
loved
cool
that
look.
look.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
don't know why.
Well, because it's like semi-formal,
Yeah,
It's like
badass, man.
he's
Well,
there to chop some heads.
Yeah.
Used to hear that was kind of like his transition from going from wearing the light clothing to the dark clothing to back to like a sort of a transition to gray.
Yeah.
It's cool as fuck, man.
It is cool.
Are you talking about the thing that hangs down? Yeah.
Yeah, the
Just
little
it-
flap that's on the suit,
kinda-
front of the suit, kind of.
Like the power.
I always thought it was just like the outfit had a little pin, and then it just fell down, and during the action, like, and people started making excuses for what it was. Like,
Yeah, that's a struggle between the light and the dark. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but like
I've heard that too, though, Trevor. But yeah, it could
Yeah.
just be a crap bobby pin or something.
because
Yeah, I
he,
think it was on
um,
purpose. It was to make him look like he had seen a little more
Action.
Yeah.
movement or action.
that was the battle. That was a battle damage. That battle,
Yeah,
damage,
yeah.
battle damage. They removed one
Stitch.
one clip. That's gas. Yeah. Don't be scrimping out on that battle damage. So Trevor, I'll just go through this there.
Okay.
So the Inart Gandalf. This made a lot of lists, but
Look, he even got nose hairs there. It's incredible. Like,
yeah, exactly. Nares. They're filters. Man. They're filters.
yeah, I mean-
no dust getting up that guy's nose.
that's right. I mean, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan anyway, and I'm really looking for the best. I really hope they go through at least the whole Fellowship. And this has lived up to everything that they built it up to be. It's really amazing. It's exactly what I wanted. So yeah. It's just the packaging. They need to improve that packaging because I mean, you got high end quality products require high end quality packing.
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
That's
I'd
all.
agree, definitely. I think this made a few lists. I think it's on Mike's. Anyone else?
It's definitely on mine. I haven't got it, and I didn't PO it, and I really wish I had. I really wish I had.
So you're
I should have had it.
You should have had. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta talk. I gotta talk later to you, Ian. Later. It's getting ridiculous.
Right. Okay.
Trevor's got this in hand, and it's on his list.
Yeah,
It's on Mike's list. It's on Alan's list.
it's on my desk. Actually, that's right.
Oh, right. Look at this guy.
Nice.
Look at this guy.
Killing me.
It's incredible.
Yeah, good stuff.
Trevor, did you, not to bring up a sore point, but did you make any progress on the ring?
I have a request into Pop, and I contacted Inart with no response from them. Pop is actively, I think, trying to get me a new one. But I think this is like somebody said, I think last week or whenever, Jeddah had the same problem that both the moth and the ring were missing, because that bag was just open and it they didn't fill the box. There was a half an inch missing between the top of the foam and the top of the box. So it's that's gonna fall around, man.
Another layer of foam would have just solved all that.
That's
problem.
it. Yeah, another inch of foam basically on the top piece would have been fine. Yeah.
So we're gonna just go back to Jose there.
All right, can you guys hear me better now?
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're
All right.
sick now.
All right, perfect. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. I think I got nervous because Trevor was telling me, and then I moved it, and I think it disconnected the cord, and I was like, "Uh-oh." I always
now
have
he's like
audio
extra
issues.
clear.
Yeah, it's too clear now. Can you
yeah.
adjust that for us?
All right, there we
So
go.
Carnage.
Yes, man, it's such a beast of a figure, so gnarly, and then the skin and the way that it's applied, man, it looks such a like the presence of this figure, man. You just look at it, and it's like I said, I'm one of those people that I can separate the movie or the IP, and it's just like I said, I'm a big '90s Spider-Man fan. I grew up watching Carnage and on the animated series, so I just when I saw Carnage, I was like, especially how great it came out, I was just like. Oh man, I had to. It didn't matter what it cost. It's one of those for me that, and it's just like, and the presence that it has. I'm telling you. And then you could the swap out arms, the tentacles that you can apply in the back. There's so many things that you can do with this figure. I think it's just presence alone. I feel it's like it's Hot Toys at its peak with this type of figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The great thing about this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Ian.
I was just real quick. I think that what's great about this figure too, as opposed to the Venom from the film, is that he does look more like his comic counterpart as well. So if you're just a comic fan, you're not missing an emblem on the chest or anything like that. So he can really go with your comic figures.
That's pretty much what I was going to say. Yeah, you don't have any likeness to worry about here. No. That's be perfectly said. Yeah, I mean it's great representation, even if you just want a comic look. So it's great.
Yeah, you could put them with the classic Spider-Man that they released from the video game, right? You could put them right, and they could be fighting, and no one would question that.
Yep.
You could recreate that Mark Bagley cover, the first appearance of. That's on my mind when I look at this. So that'd be sweet.
Good stuff. This was on your list as well, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
DX 22, yeah, for Mando Luca. It's just such a great figure, man. I mean, from an iconic scene. I mean, I know Shane, you can relate with this particular scene. It's just like
This made my list as well.
Yeah, it's Luke Skywalker.
And I put on the thumbnail, so bloody wants it.
Yeah, it's like Luke Skywalker at his peak, at his ultimate power. I feel like, and it's just like when you look at that figure, and it's like you could have him with his arms crossed, you could have him with the force push, you could have him with the cloak on, off. There's so many possibilities that you can do with this figure, and I feel like the likeness is one of the best. I have the Return of the Jedi, the one with the brown cloak. So I have that one, and you look at it and you put it right next to each other, and it's just like, whoa, it's kind of like night and day. You could see how the previous version kind of looks dated compared to this. What I do like about having both figures is that I can swap out the head pieces, the hair pieces in particular. So if you don't like the Justin Bieber hair, which I think is the only kind of complaint I've heard about this in terms of the hair, you could always swap it out if you have the other one, and it looks really good. It's like, I feel like for me, this particular figure reminds me of like reading the Thrawn trilogy and kind of what Luke Skywalker was up to back then. And this is kind of what I envisioned he looked like. So that's why. And then if you have the CCFL lightsaber on this, just take it to a new level. You know what I mean?
This made my list as well. Like, there's some figures that I know I'm going to like, and then when I get them, I'm like, this is such a simple figure, but there's a lot done right with it, and it all comes together. Like, I think the head sculpt is really good in this. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, that they've done for Mark Hamill in 1/6 scale for Hot Toys. The tailoring on the tunic he has, like, I was always going to pose this with the robe, but when I looked at the tailoring in the tunic, I was like, man, this would look good just standing there without the cloak. So then I came to a compromise where I have him posed with the CCFL, and he's got his hand out to the right, and he's got his front hand up doing the force. So it's like, it's open, so you can see some of the tunic underneath. You know, it's in the collection tour I had there, but yeah, it's the ultimate triple threat. Love the character, love the source material. That is, again, the word iconic gets thrown around a lot, but that's going to be cool in 10 years time. It's still, I think to be iconic, it kind of has to be from like a good movie or a good TV show. The standard has to be high in the story and the writing, and it has to be a culmination of something. But one of the things, it has to be able to stand the test of time. Now, it's only been out 3 years or whatever, but I think in 7, 8, 9, 10 years time, people will still watch that episode and go, yeah, that was something special. Like, this is definitely a contender for figure of the year, I think personally. But I completely agree with your selection there. Anyone else have this or want to chime in on this before we go through Jose's last one?
Wish I had it.
Yeah, I wish I had this one as well. I think I had a PO'd with Sideshow earlier in the year, and because of like some money stuff, I had to cancel it. But it's still kind of in the back of my mind, just like, you know, just buy it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I do want it. I do want it. Yeah. Okay.
That was like such a bad influence. And then this one.
Yes. I just, another one, man. It just surprised me how good this was when I got this in hand and you light up. I think this is one of the ones that you can't leave it dead though. Like with the batteries, you like, I think you can invest in some CCFLs or whatever it may be, fusion reactions or whatever. Yeah. You can react on fusion reactors, right? That's what they're called. If you could invest in that, I think that this figure warrants that to be with all those lights, and you can swap out cannons, to swap out arms. You can put the extra arms over here, and then you can make his 2 other arms into cannons. The likeness, man, the Ray Fisher, even though it's like only like a third of his face, man, that likeness is incredible, man. It's such a great figure. And if you collect this line, or if you collected the Justice League, or for me in particular, I wanted to get him because I have a lot of the Nightmare squad, even the third-party figures, and I'm kind of building my own Nightmare squad. So that's why I'm kind of picking up every single one of them. So I have Cyborg, I have Nightmare Batman, I have the Nightmare Joker, the third-party one, I have the Nightmare Flash, the metal one. So I'm kind of doing my own Nightmare thing with my collection. But yeah, this just as a standalone figure, man, I just thought this was so like impressive. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, and man, when I held it, I was like, it's one of those figures that's like, and I picked a lot of figures that I have personally, because I admired a lot of figures from afar that you guys have, but I don't personally have it, so I couldn't personally say how great they were. But this one, like I said, I had it in my hand and I was like, man, this is good.
Jose, I've seen the custom cloak for this on eBay. You know, kind of, it's like that side cloak that's kind of like blowing in the wind in the Nightmare scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be a cool addition to this. But real quick, if I can just nerd out, like how cool, you know, obviously you're going to have to get Spider-Man some kind of flight pose or something, but yeah, you can see what I mean. I mean, that Carnage right there is right out of the comic.
That's great on that one, Mike. I got a 9.4 on mine. Oh, damn it.
It kills me, but I was 12 years old. This is my original copy, so I'm proud of 12-year-old me for at least getting a 9.6, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's pretty damn cool. This ties in nicely to that comment there, because you can see there that Carnage is actually quite small, whereas in the movie they did make him like massive, like, but the figure is based on the movie, and they did a good job on it, you know. So
I think like if you're gonna have like an adversary for Venom, if Spider-Man's not in the picture, you need to, I think, you know, to go up against Venom, you need to supersize him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So So then Trevor mentioned this one already. This made a few lists. I'd say this is going to make a few lists in the whole community, really. But Trevor, go on.
I mean, for a third party, the tailoring it could be better in places, but man, everything you got for this, for the price, and the likenesses, and what 3 heads I think this came with. I mean, incredible. And Hot Toys showed this off like years and years ago after the '66 Batman came out, and theirs looked pretty damn good. And then they just dropped the whole thing, and I think a lot of people were disappointed with that, especially with like the Joker and the Penguin. I don't know if I need to go, maybe the Catwoman. I don't know if I need to go deeper than that, but well, maybe the Riddler. I don't know.
Well, maybe it starts.
But yeah, I mean, they just knocked this out of the park. I thought this was really nicely done. Again, it's not Hot Toys tailoring. It's certainly not Inart's tailoring, but it's good. I mean, it looks great on the shelf, and it looks great next to the '66 Batman. So, yeah, really, really happy with this one.
Good stuff. Now, this one, when I sent out the kind of text there on the group chat, and I was kind of looking forward to seeing who'd say what. This one made a lot of lists. This one's on my list. This one's on Trevor's list. I'm pretty sure that. I think this nearly made all the lists. Did anyone here not include this on their top 5?
Me?
That was Ian. And so you're the one you didn't. And did everyone else mention it in their top 5?
I mentioned it to you, but I don't have it, so I couldn't speak for it. But yeah. I was like, this is definitely gonna make a lot of people's list. Yeah,
it's pretty damn impressive. So, Trevor, you want to take this one away there?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the translation from animation to live action, they did an incredible job. Disney, did an incredible job of doing that, and Hot Toys did an amazing job translating it. The 3 faces and the way they swap out and the way it looks. For the most part, the hat. I don't mind the hat. I know a lot of people had some problems with the hat, but I think it looks pretty good on him. And just lots of options. You got the deluxe with his droid, so that you could have that animated look if you wanted to. And who's to say he didn't have the droid and it was just out on the ship or something like that? Who knows? But yeah, it's amazing, and I like the body type. The body matched up with the character as well, and that's they're not just cheaping out and putting it on an average size body or just stretching the legs or whatever. It looked really good.
Yeah. And it's funny the way you said there, you were complimentary there. You're really complimentary of Disney Star Wars. And then I started thinking, because Disney Star Wars gets a lot of, they get a lot of stick. But if you think about it, Rogue One, Andor, Mando Season 1 and 2, just to name about a few, that's top tier stuff. And this is a figure I'd nearly regard as an exception to my triple threat rule. Because I have to love the character, love the source material, and love the version. Here, I love the character based on what I saw in the Book of Boba Fett, but I don't love the source material as a whole, Book of Boba Fett. But I do love the episodes with him, particularly that desert scene. The standard is so high, it won me over. And I'm not even including the Clone Wars stuff, you know what I mean? But this is a lot of people would consider episode 5 and 6 of Book of Boba Fett as like Mando season 2.5 or whatever, and I totally get that, and that's the display I have them in. But this is one of those ones where it's almost an exception to the way I collect. But rules are meant to be broken or whatever. But it
you could put him in with Fennec Shand with the Bad Batch. He's been on all these things. So. Your Clone Wars collection,
stunning piece. And I suppose you could argue as well. Well, you bought him based on that desert scene, and I gotta say, man, I still watch that. I was glued to that. The hair on the back of my neck stood up when he was talking. His teeth, the tension, it was so well done. But
I think I know the implication that he may be still alive, but I hope so, because I think they underused him. I don't like the fact that they go back to the well and hey,
let's call a spade
dead.
A spade.
You know what I mean?
Call a spade
no,
a spade.
he's not.
The most ridiculous thing of the 7 seasons of Clone Wars is the fact that Maul survived. So I had to just put a pin in that and go, okay, make your peace with it. But the Maul episodes were some of the best episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then meanwhile, Qui-Gon is going,
Shane,
so...
quickly, I'll ask you, what did you think, you bring up Maul and what they did with him in the Clone Wars, what did you think when you watched the trial by combat for the Darksaber. What did you think of that episode?
Again, remind me because there's so much happened. Is this the
It's
one
where-
with his brother and?
No, it's the one where he wants to gain control of Mandalore. So he challenges, I believe it's Pre Vizsla for the Darksaber.
Oh yeah, I can remember that.
They
Yeah.
have the fight. He doesn't. You remember the fight at all?
I do. Oh, no,
It's one of the first times.
I'm actually not going to lie. I cannot remember exactly.
Oh,
I remember
man.
the whole story arc because some of the Mandalorians there with the horns, they were like loyal to him and he had to win them over and stuff like that. Isn't that how he?
Well, he
got
fights
them?
him, but he doesn't really even use the Force because he kind of wanted to make it even, and he ends up beheading him like Ned Stark style.
Right.
It's one of the first times that I remember watching where I was like, "Whoa, that's definitely not a kid's show."
Yeah,
I mean?
Yeah,
There's some dark
yeah.
stuff in there every once in a while.
And do you know the way you say Pre Vizsla?
I believe
They're
it
from the
Pre or
same.
It's one of the Vizsla. Yeah.
It's Pre Vizsla. Yeah.
So what's he to Paz Vizsla, or is it just there's just a different
Because-
part member of the clan then, or what?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
bloodline,
it's-
I think.
Yeah, it's never been
bloodline.
made explicitly clear as far as I know, but it's supposed to obviously imply a bloodline connection.
But yeah, I do feel though because I watched it over such a long period of time there's still things I'm like I can't remember parts of it, so I think I need to go back and watch like the best the best episodes together again just to piece it again together because there's a lot to take in. But
You know, another cool thing. Oh, sorry, Shane. Another
No, go
cool
on.
thing about this figure too, or the characters, that they used the original voice actor from the show, so that was great. Just having that continuity, and it was supposed to be Lance Henriksen that was cast to voice him at
the
first.
dude from Terminator
Aliens, yeah.
and Aliens, yeah, he's in Terminator as well, isn't he? He's
Lance-
I was going to say Hard
Oh,
Target.
he's a guy
Yeah.
in. Do you know he was supposed to be the Terminator?
Yes.
The guy who played Bishop, because they wanted to have someone who was just an everyday man, just like he could be anyone and not particularly a powerhouse. But then Arnie met Jim Cameron. He was like, actually, this might make more sense because if you were, artificial intelligence designing the ultimate human, you're going to make him taller, stronger, or whatever. But
O.J.
this
Simpson was
one-
considered as well, by the way.
yeah.
I told you. Yeah, I remember telling you guys about that too. Man, imagine
so many,
O.J. Simpson.
so many jokes.
So many.
So then this is we're on. This is Trevor's list. Is it Trevor's list or we moved on? Trevor's
Yeah,
list?
no, this was
Yeah.
this was on my list as well. Yeah,
So,
I talked
yeah,
about this earlier.
yeah,
so,
we got this already.
Amazing. Yep. Yeah, and again, great sculpt. The detail in this outfit. The braid that you can, it's got the wire in it. It's just a great figure. I mean, again, it's like I like the character a lot. Like they're in Bad Batch and stuff. I think she got a decent turn in Mando and or in Book of Boba Fett. I hope they do more with her, but I think this looks amazing. It's just one of those things you can't pass up because it looks so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really like knocking those female sculpts out of the park.
Yeah.
You got Tessa Thompson's character. You got Reva. The Natalie Portman looks pretty good as well. And then you got like these latest two from Ahsoka are just on another level. But Phil, this is your time. All right, so this is on a lot of lists. Did you pick this one up, you said, or?
Cad, yeah, he's there. Fantastic figure. Everything about it, the proportions, the tailoring, the face plates, even Todo. Quite like him. I know he feels really cheap, but he looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, I mean, I love the character in Clone Wars, but that scene when he's walking through the desert, mind blowing.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Didn't actually pick this up, but I heard so many good things about it. I was so tempted to get it. Didn't see enough of him in the show, unfortunately. But I don't know, this is something, I've never read the comics or anything, but there's something so intriguing about the character and the figure. But yeah, I might get him further down the line. I might get him. But
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I think this is going to be in a lot of streams at the end coming up to Christmas when people are going through their top 10 figures of the year and stuff like this. Anyone who has this in hand tends to love it as well. This one, it made my list as well.
Yeah, he's there. He's up there. Fantastic. Didn't get the original. I wasn't going to fork out for the original. I have got the base now plugged in. Looks
It makes
far
such
better.
a difference.
Yeah, hell of a difference. Hell of a difference.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'm
actually looking forward to. I put up a short there. I had a few days ago. I think I put up 2 of them. Down in the living room now in the IKEA Mills, where I've got like 8 movie icons. But I have Deadpool and Cable out there, and I'd argue that Deadpool and Cable, they're not household names in the same way that Iron Man, Spider-Man, Batman, and Joker are. But I'm going to move them back up here, and going to move this with the CCFL and the light up base downstairs, and the Kenobi Vader with the cracked mask with a CCFL when the time comes.
Perfect.
Stunning. I know that's not canon, but like, look, it's Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. But sorry, go on. You were saying that, Phil.
No, I was just saying. I just think it's the only criticism I really have of it is the weathering side of the outfit itself. But other than that, I think it's phenomenal. The only one I probably would put before this is the Mando Luke.
Yeah.
But I have
it's
this.
Tough though. I gotta say, man. I've got the 2 of them posed very close together. They both have CCFLs, and one day my eye gets caught by the Mando, and the next day my eye gets caught by the Bespin Luke. It's they're so different. They've got presence in different ways.
Yeah, I mean,
I have this figure as well. That Luke. Do you guys feel like the suit is a little too tight on him? Right? He's packed in there a little tight, or you're not quite.
Body's a little too padded out.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt about it. But I mean, that and the could have been weathered a little bit. But I'm not going to take any marks off. I think it's an awesome figure.
This one I think is going to make a lot of like top 5, top 10 lists as well. Yeah.
Now, I wasn't sure whether this came out tail end of last year or the beginning of this year.
No, it was this year, I think.
It was
this year.
But a lot of reviewers thought it was fantastic. I think it looks amazing. It's just because the size of it, I had no way to put it. The head sculpt's on point. I've heard the articulation, the wings. Well, I haven't heard any complaints about it apart from the size. So yeah, I don't have it. It's another one of those figures that maybe further down the line I'll pick up if I can fit it in somewhere. But yeah, it looks great. But I must admit, mine, it's not a triple threat. I didn't like the show, but I'm looking forward to what hopefully he brings to future Marvel. Projects.
Like everything seems to be delayed now. But I would be looking forward to seeing Captain America 4 with him in it. But do you know the whole thing is none of the I've yet to buy a figure from any Disney Plus Marvel TV show.
No, I think I
They don't have the rewatchability for me, but I know each to their own, and not everyone collects like that. This is on your list and Trevor's list.
Yeah, again, she's coming home at some point. I just not quite sure when, but yeah, head sculpt on point, outfit on point. I love the character in Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Clone Wars. I'm surprised I haven't actually got her already, but yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a stunning looking head sculpt. Great piece. Great.
They
with
made
that throne.
They made her cooler than Boba Fett in the show.
They did, yeah, you're right. Yeah, they did.
And what's cool too is she's in Bad Batch and she's wearing the same outfit, so there's continuity there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But Alan, do you want to go through yours really quickly, seeing as you have to dip out?
It's up to you. If you just
no,
wanna...
that's fine. Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, boys. I've got work.
No, you don't have to apologize. Glad you managed to join us. Great to see you. And seeing as you sent them on, we'll go through them. Sorry, Alan.
Hey, Robocop. I don't have this in hand yet. I'm gonna preface this by saying I don't have any of these in hand at the minute. But I mean, for what I've seen, all the footage, all the images, these things look incredible. Robocop, can't wait to get it. I know, Mike, you're getting it this week. Was it tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
and
Nice.
I'm seeking out every bit of footage, every image that I can find of this guy because it just looks insane, and I can't wait to get it. And it's going to be my kind of I've never seen RoboCop 3 as well. I'm going to preface everything by saying I haven't seen RoboCop 3, but I feel like the color of this thing is more accurate to even the first one. So that this is going to be my kind of RoboCop in general. It looks great, man. I've always enjoyed RoboCop. I've loved the figure. I've never wanted to, buy backwards because it was too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I know you did, Shane. And I've always wanted, when you say about your iconic characters, RoboCop's definitely up there. And I've always wanted one, and this is my chance. So
yeah, no, definitely. I always thought the first one though was more of a silver, and then the second and the third was more of a blue. But I could be misremembering as well.
Well, I think I massively misremembered it as well. Like when this was announced, I was like, "Oh, that's definitely like a RoboCop 2, 3," and I think it does get more blue toward, in those films. But I think if there are certain shots and certain images from the first one, where you do get a lot of that kind of pearlescent kind of look to the armor and stuff. But either way, like just that silhouette, just that kind of the look. It is an iconic piece.
No, you're right, yeah.
And I think it took a lot of people, not by surprise, but a lot of people when it came out and those images, release images came out, and everyone was like, "Ooh."
Oh, people were surprised. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
People were like, "Where did this come out of? Is there a hope for Terminator and stuff like that?"
Yeah.
We spoke about this one already, but you're pretty impressed with it. You don't have this one, but you are interested.
No. When this went up, when it went up for PO, I think I'd already PO'd the Joker at that point, but I was kind of, Inart was an unknown quantity at that point for everyone. So, people who took the chance, took the leap, like Trevor, I think are definitely getting rewarded by, the final release. And I really wish I jumped on it. If say 1/6 kit, if he's got some spare stock when he's fulfilled all of his orders, I can't promise that I'm not going to pick it up because it's just incredible.
On eBay, this is going for city prices now. It's like for over $1,000 and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think there's going to be people that have like some extras left over. So
yeah.
So this one was on your list as well.
Oh yeah, this bad boy's coming home as soon as Kit sends me the invoice to pay the rest off. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I'm a big Pennywise fan, big It fan. I have the Hot Toys one, and the Hot Toys one's great, but this one it just looks insane. Like I think having the eyes that can move, a big part of Pennywise is, especially with Bill Skarsgård's performance, is that he can make one of his eyes just drift off, and you can achieve that with this. And
he's got the separate rolling eyeball system.
He has the separate rolling eyeball system that I quite like. But yeah, like when we were talking before about having the eyeballs like be spot on to look normal, having one drifting off would look normal for this guy. So that you could mess up the eye placement with this and it'd still look great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still a bit, I think the collar situation I'm still kind of a bit wary of. I've seen a few reviews and the collar's still really kind of flat, and I'm pretty sure that's a user error. But even I think Inart released a video today, like an unboxing video, and even then, like it was still kind of flat and a bit sad looking. So I'm a bit like,
got a futz with it. That's what they say, man.
Yeah.
The local coffee shop, really nice coffee shop here in Drogheda. They put up this Instagram. It's basically showing off their Halloween decorations. They placed on. It's a really nice coffee shop. Anyway, great coffee shop. Really nice staff. I doubt anyone from Drogheda is actually watching this, but maybe people might be watching the replay called the Coffee Box. But they in the Instagram reel they just had this like red balloon coming out of the ground in front of the shop front, and then it showed all the, bats and stuff in the window. But then I realized what they were doing when I went for coffee the other day, because there's a drain. There's like a drain right under the window, and in the drain they have a bloody Pennywise head, so it's they gone all out. Yeah, it's pretty damn cool. But we don't need to talk about this guy unless you've anything to add in.
When this episode of Boba Fett, came out, and you just, you saw the kind of silhouette walking towards camera in the desert. I'd never seen Clone Wars. I'd never seen Rebels. I knew of Cad Bane, but I didn't know him really. But as soon as you saw that silhouette, I was like, oh, okay, like this guy's a big deal. I know this guy's a big deal. And as soon as you started, you saw his face and him talking and things like that. I thought was it like an animatronic or something, or I thought they did an amazing job, and it was really creepy. And I thought this guy's cool. This is a cool guy. And then obviously when you saw when the figure came out, and they'd really captured the look, I thought it was going to be a special piece for people. And yeah, the faceplates just look awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
It's a great piece. This was an interesting one. I didn't see you putting this one down into your well, then again, you do love the Dark Knight, so it's not that surprising.
I love the Dark Knight. I think any excuse to, get this suit out there, I'll take it. If the DX-19 had come out this year, I would have said the DX-19. I know that there's some slight inaccuracies with like the cowl and things like that. But on the whole, it's an amazing suit. I think the base is great as well. The kind of gargoyle.
I'm looking, it's behind here. Really have a.
Yeah, I know you have it. And he took a dive, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did a
but
Hong Kong race scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how the nose and the blades and the gauntlets and everything. It's fine. Just got very, very lucky. But I've since put him down here. I reposed him up on the floating shelf, and he was fine for the last few months. But then I had like 6 scale. It didn't look right with the 6 scale and the quarter. So now I put the 2 quarters next to each other. It looks a lot better.
Yeah. I think as we were talking about before with the grey and blue one, the suit itself is such a great design. I think just to segment all the armor so he could turn his head and be a bit more flexible and agile. I've always loved the suit, and just to have the option to have this in quarter scale again. It's great, man. Such a great suit.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for sending those on. Thanks for joining us. It's great to see you again.
Oh, great to be back.
Doors are always open. We're actually, just for people watching now, or people watching, actually massive shout out to 52 people watching, really appreciate that. We're thinking about moving the show back an hour to 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, or 1 p.m. West Coast. So there's a poll up on the community tab of my YouTube channel now, so if you want to go on and vote like that, and we'll probably go with the majority on that. Does the hour make it easier for you to join, Alan, or harder?
It makes it easier actually, because the kids go to bed about 8 o'clock, and it gives a bit of an hour for them to go off to sleep and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we might bear that in mind as well. Look, thanks very much. Really appreciate you joining, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
See you
guys.
all.
Good to see you now.
Lovely to be here. Bye.
Yeah.
See ya. So who are we on then? I think that was Phil's. And we're on Mike. So.
Yeah, so I've got some repeats here, so I won't go on too long, but I bought this guy just because I want him to look like his original RoboCop version, the first film, and from all the reviews I've seen, you can really accomplish that. And I love that kind of oil-based paint pearlescence we were talking about, and they nailed it for this one. So super excited. Funny story, actually, I just finished paying this off with Underground Figures. Awesome guy there, Ray. And 2 minutes later, my waitlist converted for the Sideshow version with the battle damage.
No.
So I called Ray. He was super cool. I said, listen, I don't want a refund. Keep my money. put it towards the dewback. So So I'm half paid off on the dewback. So it's kind of a win-win.
Oh, that's pretty damn cool. That's good customer service.
He's fantastic. So it was great customer service, and it worked out. So I got him before he shipped it. So it worked.
Excellent stuff. So this one's coming out.
Yep. Gandalf, I mean, what more can you say?
I was going to say that waitlist closed on Sideshow, right? It's like,
is it now officially closed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got in. All right.
Yeah. Just there.
Yeah, man. This one, I don't have much more to say than we've already said. It's absolutely beautiful figure. I didn't order it. I'm just not going to be able to go down that line. Like you said before, you can't have everything or afford everything. But man, like Trevor and everybody else that has this figure, I can see why you're really happy with it. And I hope that works out for you, Trev, the missing piece. So.
Yeah, I hope I get the rest of the. I mean, because again, like we were saying earlier, is like you put this next to some of the Asmus. Some of the Asmus are good. Gimli's pretty good, but some of them are just they just don't stand up anymore. So I need the Fellowship altogether, looking as good as this one does.
Yeah, of course.
This is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, I completely messed up there. You were talking about the Attack of the Clones because obviously the criteria is released this year, so this is the 40th. Anniversary one, but so it's the Attack of the Clones when he's talking about. So do you want to comment on the Attack of the Clones C-3PO? Or?
Yeah. Well, I think like you, I'm a sucker for weathering and battle damage and all that stuff. And even though he's not battle damaged, although he was on Geonosis, he's certainly weathered.
Definitely.
I like that they went the extra mile with it, giving you the alternate head, the battle droid head, and the circuitry or the wiring that's separate, not just painted molded pieces, the die cast. So like I said, the Mark 85 was my first in-hand experience with die cast, and I'm really sold on that. So this week I've got 2 die cast figures coming. Really excited. Nice. So I think that the 3PO and also what it represents, right? It's the first Hot Toys 3PO, and we know we're going to get, we already know we're getting the other one. So it's nice that we've got them coming. So
excellent stuff. So then obviously Cad Bane as well is another
Cad
one.
Bane.
Popular man today. Popular man.
Yeah. Real quick on this guy, like George Lucas, again, being a genius, tapping into things that we might not on the surface realize, but the voice, he wanted this to sound like Peter Lorre, the Hungarian actor from Casablanca and Maltese Falcon and stuff. So I remember watching all those old movies as a kid, and I didn't realize when I was listening to this that, oh my God, that's supposed to be Peter Lorre. But I knew there was familiarity in there and what they were going for. And then it was years later that I read that, and I was like, that is so cool how he's able to do that. You know, things that he grew up with and loved and inserted into this universe. And that's why I brought up the fact that they kept this voice actor. But onto the figure, I think it's fantastic. The only weakness of mine is that one of the faceplates, if I were to tip him forward, would fall out. It doesn't stick in place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's not snug.
Issue?
I think these are actually just friction fit, aren't they? I don't think they're magnetic.
I think they are. Yeah, I don't think they're magnetic.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer for me, but I haven't heard anyone else mention that. So I'm not going to knock it for that. I just got bad luck with it.
It's a pity because when it was there, like that actually sucks anyway. But like, I have the figure, but I can't remember, was it magnet or friction? But like, if it was magnets, it'd be just like, who the hell do you think they are? Inart? I have no issues with my Inart thing, but like, I mean,
which face
was it,
Mike?
Magnet gate.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, all right. Let me know, and I'll check mine too. See if it's the same.
Yeah, I will. I will have a look.
Caleb Miller, Knights of Ren, was saying should be 2 pins and a magnet.
Was it?
Oh, so that's what he said it should be. But maybe that's not what it is.
But the herringbone coat on this, and I went back and actually freeze framed it, and it is a herringbone coat. It wasn't just leftover material Hot Toys happen to have. So that little attention to detail is awesome. Moving on to this guy, man, this is just, it's an iconic film. And I love this movie. It came out when I was in college. And my roommate and I just watched this over and over and over again, being college students in New York City. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because when I studied in London the next year, I was living there. They called me the American Psycho at school, and I don't know,
right?
But
All right, we're waiting till
Wonder
we're
why.
off the air and you can tell us the truth.
exactly.
Did you have a raincoat like this, or
I
what?
had an axe, not the raincoat. So maybe
Did you return some videotapes?
I had to return some videotapes. Yeah.
I read
It
I
was
read
just
the book.
cranberry juice on my dry cleaning. I swear. Cran apple. Yeah.
I read this book. I'm a big Bale fan. I think this movie is so ridiculous.
book
I love
too.
it. Like it is brilliant. But that book, man, I'm not squeamish at all. But there were times I had to put the book down. There is some. It gets in your head a lot more. It's a lot more detailed. If you think the movie is crazy, some of the stuff that they describe in this book is just. Yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted.
I think I know what you're thinking about specifically, and it's.
But this is Iconic Studios, and Iconic Studios, but very good piece though. The raincoat fits very nice.
The raincoat fits beautifully. Oh, you're fitting all right.
It is 2 pins and a magnet.
There you go. Okay.
I see. Good stuff.
Poor magnets, I guess. I don't know, but I got to look at it again. But talking about packaging, though, the packaging, you can't talk about Iconic without mentioning the packaging. It's exquisite. I mean, it's an experience opening that box to anyone that has done so. And if you're a big fan of the film, as I assume most people who purchased the figure are, all those details just really make it worth the money. And when at first when I opened him, I said, the proportions look strange. He looks too long. But once you pose him, it all looks perfectly natural.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just an awesome figure. But that's all I got to say.
Thanks very much. Appreciate you sharing them. And now we have Ian. Ian's been particularly quiet today. You must have had a long day and then had to do the 2-hour meeting.
It's been a long day.
Long day.
So,
well, hopefully you'll be able to just chill out here now and talk to us.
Better than manual handling.
Yeah.
yeah.
Excuse me a minute, fellas. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay. All I'll say in this one is I should have had it, and if anyone can help me get it, I'd be much obliged. So, yeah. In theory, I should have had it last week. So, and as a result, from me walking away from Toys Wonderland, I've not reordered Aragorn. I can still get it, but I'm just a bit salty about what's happened and not having this figure.
Don't let that saltiness hurt you, man. You're gonna want Aragorn when it comes out.
Oh I
you'll get this guy. You'll get him. You'll find him.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful piece. Yeah. And this is one that you do have in hand.
Yeah, so I need to quantify this. So this is batch 1. So I also got a batch 2 figure because I wanted just to keep one. And the everybody knows about the experience from batch 2. Even opening the box was different to me. The batch 1 figure I've got, even speaking to Jal, Big Raider, my figure's really tight. The quality is exceptional. 3 head sculpts are on point. For me, the tailoring is lovely, certainly on my figure, and the accessories, value for money. So in terms of all the figures I've got this year in hand, this is my number 1 this year for me. Gandalf would have been the number 1, but yeah, let's not go back on that one. I'm pleading to the chat, get the violin out. But yeah, this is a great figure.
I need a fucking cello or a violin.
Same as Mike, I like this figure that much. I've actually got 2. So I've got them posed up, one with the raincoat, one with his long black coat. Everything about it's great. The tailoring, as Mike touched on, when you open the box, the actual box themselves turns into a diorama. You get the menu from Dorsia, the restaurant that's in there. It almost feels like an in-app Joker experience when you open.
Can you get a reservation? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's you get his business cards. You know, it's done really well. All the accessories. This is a great figure. I love the movie. And yeah, Shane, the book is grim in some parts, but this is a great figure. I'm glad
Yeah.
Iconic are doing stuff like that.
Good stuff. Yeah. This
And
one.
yes, so this arrives on Wednesday for me, but I'm still putting
Nice.
it in figure
Good
of the
stuff.
year. This was my so the horrible plastic MMS 75 was my very first hot toy that I bought quite some time ago. Wasn't a great figure, but I'm a big Iron Man fan. It was Iron Man and Spider-Man in the comics when I was a kid, and this just looks great. So yeah, it has to be in my list. So looking forward to Wednesday.
Looks incredible.
Yeah, that's an event piece, isn't it? Like some people you're like, yeah, I'm getting it because I like it. This is an event piece. This is like cinematic history, really. Like, you know, it's household name type stuff. Like it's yeah, class. This is making a few lists as well.
Yeah, for me, it's made on there. I had quite a lot that I could have put in, but I didn't have the original in this, and it's an iconic one for me. So I think it's a great piece. Yeah, it could have been weathered. There could have been a few things, but I overlook all of that completely. I love the base, and this is a must-have in my collection. I look at figure of the years, and if these figures aren't in my collection when I could have had them, and I don't, then that speaks volumes. So I love this figure. I think it's great.
Excellent stuff. So we've gone through Alan. Thanks very much, Ian. So, all right. So this is the last one. I think everyone is. We've gone through everyone's, haven't we? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So like a lot of mine at this stage now, like there won't be any surprises really there. Like to be honest, I don't think there's any surprises. I actually was putting together. I had limited time to put together all the slides, and I did all yours first, and then there was a few that I wanted to add myself, and I kind of threw them together last minute, and I nearly forgot one, but yeah. So look, I'm not going to dwell too much on these. We discussed these, but look, this is. I went for the regular version on this. I felt I didn't need the deluxe version that came with the split Vader helmet with the Luke Skywalker face on it. Cool accessory, definitely cool accessory. But if I wanted, I can pick it up at a later date, whatever. But I didn't feel I needed the Dagobah base. Interesting. I think the better base comes with the regular version. I think the fact that these two towers light up and the underside of this round base lights up. It's a very elegant base, and if you're getting this, God, just light that base up permanently. It just looks amazing. Got it there with the CCFL. Just a beautiful piece. Empire Strikes Back, my favorite Star Wars movie as well. When you join the 501st, you have to pick if you're like a trooper, your code is TK, and then you pick a 5-digit number, and they actually give you like kind of a spreadsheet with like thousands of 5-digit numbers that are available, because obviously other people have picked their numbers, whatever. And my TK number is TK 66546, because 66 for Order 66, and then 546 my preference of the original trilogy, you know, Empire, A New Hope, and then Jedi. But yeah, so like Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie, so this is just a fantastic piece. Yeah, like Ian as well. I mean, I think if you can own one Iron Man, this is a bloody good one. I mean, in terms of iconic Iron Man, to be this or the Battle Damage Mark 85, the start and the end. Like my favorite Iron Man is definitely the Mark 6. I prefer the shape of it. It's a bit more of a leaner design around the chest and the kind of ab section, and I love the triangular arc reactor. But as much as that's my favorite design, this I would argue is more iconic than many other Iron Man. So this is coming home as well. I do have this in hand. This is the only one on my list that I don't have in hand, but I got the invoice there. So yeah. I've spoke about this already. We want to wrap this up. I completely agree with everything Jose said, and I've given my take on this again, so I don't want to repeat myself. Again, don't want to repeat myself. Like, you know, just it's. I think when it came out, a lot of people said it's a contender for figure of the year, and yeah, I think people were just right. Like, you know, there's certain figures just come out that are just that good. I'm so sick of talking about this figure, but it came out this year, And whether we're sick about talking
Okay.
about Inart and who's better and who whatever, at the end of the day, as much as I say I'm sick of talking about it, I am not sick of the figure itself or enjoying it. It is stunning. The head sculpt, the paint application, that rooted hair is amazing. The die-cast weaponry, you either love them or you hate them. I personally love them. The build quality on it, they're heavy enough figures. All the joints and stuff, maybe I got lucky with my ones, whatever, but the joints and the ankles, the knees, it holds a pose very well. Definitely have to know what you're doing when you're posing with that magnetic base, but just the proportions as well on the coat and the tailoring. This is a stun. Is it expensive? Yes. Is the box ridiculously big, oversized? Absolutely. But they were doing that to make a statement. The thing looks like a bloody tombstone. The hype is real, folks. I just think it's an absolute stunning piece, and I could not realistically do my favorite releases of 2023 and not include this. It is incredible.
You know, I would have included this. For some reason, it was in my head that it came out at the end of last year, and I was like,
same here, dude. I forgot.
Me too.
Yeah, because it was on so many top lists that because I think a few people had it in hand and you could see it live. That was like, well, it came out in 2022. But I mean, most people.
What happened was, if technically it did, because I think like Joao got it, and then a few people say who were living in China or Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
But then say like people based like not in China, Hong Kong, were getting it from January onwards. Like, so I suppose, I'd argue they did hit their release date, because I remember John on a stream saying, he literally said, they'll get them out to people in China first, like a small batch towards the end of 2023, but then it'll be quarter 1 or quarter 2 of the next year. I remember that. Like, I know it's a touchy subject because people don't like how they're giving them to like I don't know, certain people first or whatever like that, but like it makes sense. Like they literally said they're Hong Kong based company and they're shipping it to Hong Kong and China first or whatever, so I think it makes sense. But yeah, it did actually technically come out last year, but I included it on my list because I suppose the most of us got it this year. Stunning piece. That's pretty much it. Done and dusted. So folks, thanks a million for turning up. Anyone have anything they want to plug?
It should be either the 1/6 pack or I may be doing my 2,000 subscriber celebration on Friday. We'll see. One of the two. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Excellent stuff. So if you haven't done so already, follow at 16 Shooter and subscribe to 16 Shooter on YouTube. Anyone else want to?
Hashtag enable Shane.
So Jose, what would you like to speak about?
Oh no, nothing. Just I know that I was teasing you there a little bit, but I completely understand what you
That's what we do here. That's what we do here.
In regards to how you feel, but hey, maybe
it's all right. It's fine. You're just on my list of enemies.
maybe if I push you a little bit more, you'll hop over that fence and we'll see a Hera and a Sabine and a Chopper in your collection.
And I'll end up looking like. Do you remember like in Obi-Wan there was this character that was it looked like he had been a clone, but then he was a drunk, and people were speculating that it was Rex. You'll see me on the side of the road with nowhere to live, and a few days like 6 scale figures clutching them,
selling death sticks.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You don't want to buy death sticks. You
want to
buy a chopper?
Yeah. But do you have anything? Were you going to show up? Are you on LWO or anything this week?
If they'll have me, if it's always they call me the backup Avenger because they just call me if someone else leaves or no one shows up, and then they'll be like, can you come? And it's kind of like the last resort thing. So if they need me, I'm there. Same thing with Mario's streams. If Mario needs me and no one else is available, then they'll call me. So, but I'm all around.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for joining us. Do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the invite. Thanks for letting me come on. And even though I was trying to enable you, it's all good fun.
No, it's okay, because what I like about you know, you've obviously, you know, say like for example the Ahsoka thing, like, you know, you're all in, you love it, like, and I'm the opposite side of the fence. But I think it's good to have those polar opposite views. And then like even like say Mike, he's got the exclusive Warner Brothers 100 on the way, and it's not the most popular figure, but he's like, yeah, I like it, you know, deal with it, and I really like that. Just because it's otherwise it's everything's the same. So Mike, seems we're speaking about you. You gonna show up on any other streams that you anything you want to plug?
Hot Toys Hotline, 7 p.m. I'll be there with Connor and the boys. We always have fun over there. Thursday nights.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And Ian.
Tomorrow I'm on with Rich tomorrow and Triple G Comics. So
Peter,
9 p.m. GMT tomorrow.
Excellent stuff. And then last but not least, Phil.
You got to get shiny on you, and we got to call him out because I think he's a keyboard warrior.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one here. I never knew Inart did a Joker. It's cooler to doing characters. Not many people know about normal companies tackled.
No, he's
I was saying the first time I was like, I think it was on Liel's stream or something like that, and I heard I was watching Shiny come up comments, and I was like, is this guy a troll or what? And then like after a while, you're like, no, he's just hilarious.
No, he's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's always there. He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. He's all right. Like, don't be bigging him up too much. You got a big head. You got a big head. Go on.
No, nothing for myself. If anyone watches or enjoys toy photography, definitely jump on Moz's Toy Box because I know Trevor's on there.
Oh yes,
Most times.
yeah,
Fantastic. And reviews of Rich. If you want a chilled out stream, talking about movies, take the piss out of Ian, jump on there.
You just gained 100 subscribers.
But no. Quite a week for me. But keep an eye out for me on Instagram, _Empire Strikes. Thanks.
Excellent
and
stuff.
thanks for having me on, Shane. And thanks to these guys.
Cool, guys. Thanks very much to the panel for giving up some of their time to come on and have a chat. And thanks to people who are watching live or watching on the replay. And big shout out to all the channel members, subscribers, everything. And we're out of here. See you, folks.